Okay, the first thing Spirit wants to start this message out with is a little, slap on the wrist. They want to explain to you why they want you to include your practice in your life, not even like as an everyday thing, but like as at least, a thing. But right now, everybody, you're pretty open with what you go through, and you put your people like you we put our shadows on the table for people to see. We don't hold back what's going on, but the thing about it is like it takes a while for other people to catch up. And right now it's time for, I think, people around you to start putting their stuff on the table too. And unfortunately, you have to, like, you're like the catalyst to make that happen. Like, your behavior and your example influences other people. So anyway, what they're telling me is if you start practicing, you'll know what action to take. If you put action into the practice because you are so connected, you'll know what action to take. But they wanted to let me know that, being, spiritual or a witch or whatever you want to put it is your story. This card is all about, somebody's story, what their story is. And no matter, like, if you're alone or if you don't, this talks about, like, you don't want, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, talks about not wanting to be alone. This talks about confusion. But when your story is consistent, or you have, this is all about a woman moving into a place, and these heads are all buried up to here, and her story is about digging them out and uncovering them and figuring out what they are. And that's what your connection to spirit is, and what your story is about. And the more you dig out these heads, the more will unravel for you. And you are so talented. The gifts that will probably come out to you that you don't even know about, I bet would blow everybody away. Because now we're going to Alchemist, right? Alchemist is taking a normal object and turning it into gold. Now here we have an alchemist, okay, which is you. And you're thirsty for something. You know what I mean? You are thirsting for something. But in order to do this, to make this object into gold, you have to totally tear down something. This is all about the arc of, shoot, I even forgot the name of it. The Gateway Arch. I haven't even been to Seattle. Is it in Seattle? I think it is in Seattle. I haven't even been. Is it in Seattle? No, it's in St. Louis. See, I don't even know. I haven't been there. Anyway, but the story to this card is, in order for them to build this Gateway Arch, they had to tear down some businesses, and it hurt some people, right? So, but that's the plan, that something's going to have to be tore down completely in order to build this new thing. And there's somebody here on the other end. I don't know who this person is, but it's like they normally swing into action. They're very evolved normally, but right now this person's monkeying around too much. It's like this person isn't down with doing this. It's like one person's down with totally tearing everything down and building new, and one person isn't. Or one person isn't contributing, because the King of Pentacles is normally a giver. But in this instance, it's like this person's holding back on this certain thing. And I have to say, the zebra represents the current herd you're in. So it might be family, somebody in your family. But this person has the tools to possibly help you, but it's like they won't. Also, okay, another aspect they're giving me is this might be the aspect that has to be torn down too. Because you're the alchemist, you have the tools, okay? But there's somebody here that doesn't. It's like they present like, yes, I do have the tools. We can work out a normal situation. But like in normal situations, this person doesn't do the common sense thing. Or, do you understand what I'm saying? Or they treat... Anyway, I'm going to move on to... But this is not a good dynamic here. So what do? You create some type of balance. Jesse, how the hell do I create balance? Because you're so capable of creating, And girl, and this is, this is how it is for witches. Witches are so capable of producing the most beautiful fruits and so capable of producing the darkest of darks. And the balance is that fine line in between there, because we have to walk between the dark and the light. That's our job, because we integrate, we transmute. Now, here's another thing. That's talking about, this is the rock of, this is the Dome of the Rock. This is where Muhammad ascended into heaven. So this is like back to ground zero. So what they're saying is you need to get back to your beliefs, back to certain practices, back to the old ways that you used to produce, or you used to, you need to find something that excites you, or something that, and I know they're saying get back to basics so you can find something that excites you, or get back to something that excites you. And what it's saying is stopping you is like, again, we got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This one's got a clock on it, but they're still both on the table. And that's either like you don't have the time, or you don't want to be alone again. And it could be you don't have the time, but what I'm seeing over here, and I told you I'd be real, and this is why you're having a hard time, it's sticky for you to find balance, because here, and again, if this isn't right, don't take it, but I'm going to tell you what's in this reading. There are 3 people here. There's, everybody's got different priorities in this card. And it's like, you notice the girl is pointing to the sky, like the universe, like, I want to connect to that, I want to touch that. And somebody's, focusing on the football, then there's somebody sleeping in a tent. The feeling I got off of this is somebody with the 9 of Cups, somebody wants to reach for the universe, or somebody wants to reach for what's up there, and then, but what makes it sticky, I think, is they might be fearful that somebody might leave them if they go back to their practices. And again, don't take this if it doesn't apply. But I got to the guidance card, and I don't know. Normally this means, I was thinking first when I pulled this card that normally this is like somebody doing something in the dark or in secret. And then I just thought maybe it was you guys talking after work, you and your man talking after work. But then what they told me, now don't take this if, if you don't have to, but it's like there's somebody that might be talking to somebody else, okay, for some type of guidance, but they're not taking action towards this person. And they are stuck. Look, you notice, like, this is like representing the Hangman. Look how they could have made, I think they made these off of the tarot, I'm telling you. So they are stuck. They do want to grow. This person wants to grow as a person and is not planning off running off with anybody or anything like that. They are stuck, like, but they are taking advice from somebody else in the dark. They're not taking action towards this person or anything like that. They are stuck. And they want to grow. And again, when you see pretend to grow, that's somebody that wants to grow. You got to fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Like, even like sometimes you don't know how to grow. So you just have to start, by the little choices. And then you always feel like you're faking it, but you're still choosing to do the right thing, right? Also, I put this card to the side and I wanted to talk about it. This is wanting to find a place. Now, you know about Stonehenge. I've never been there. Of course, I've never been anywhere. But Stonehenge, of what Jennifer told me, is way like out away from everything. And they keep you really, really far away from it. It's hard to like touch, access. And this is kind of the spot where you want to be. You kind of want to be away from everybody and kind of make it more difficult to access you. And all you're asking for, the only freaking thing in the world that you are asking for, is a little empathy, a little, sympathy, a little kindness. And if that was shown to you, that would go a long way. But again, your power is knowledge. You taught me more about the tarot and cartomancy than anybody has ever taught me. And they want you to know that through like you being actually, what they're saying is that, no matter what is going in on your outer life, right? You need a core or something you can hang on to, so to speak. And that's what the craft was for you. And it's something that is kind of a staple in your life, even if you walk away. It's almost like a room in your house that you can turn off the lights and shut and lock the door and ignore that room for years, but the room is still there, and all you got to do is unlock the door and open it again, and it's like riding a bike, and you'll be right back where you were. And right now, the only thing you need is a shift in perception, or there's something blocking a certain perception that you have, or there's a perception, there's an option there that you don't want to look at. And I don't think it's that house that we're talking about. I'm not talking you. When you choose a house, you need to choose something, especially like if you're paying for it, something that you can live with, something you want to be in. That is on that, because that is something you live in. I really think it's something else. And remember when I was telling you the other day, you can't see the forest through the trees, and then I'm getting that again, and it's kind of the same picture, and it was in reverse. So I really think like you're in the forest, so there's something you can't see until you got to kind of back up. I hope that helped, my love, my sister, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friend. And God, I hope to see you soon, and I love you. Namaste.